Hello everyone, my name is MJ and you are at my channel called Reading This Life. My channel is normally where we talk fiction, friends, and fun. Today I wanted to come in here with a little bit of an overdue BookTube real talk. Let's talk about Neil Gaiman. Okay, so the news has been out there. Some people are aware, some people aren't. I had to break the news to my best friend yesterday. She did not know. And I did not want to deliver that punch in the stomach. So, not here to cover what's already been covered out in the news. Everything that is out there is alleged, okay? I am just raising a conversation as to how do we as readers navigate the territory when we learn something could be negative about one of our favorite authors. So to give you backstory, I have been a fan of Neil Gaiman since Sandman. I remember being at home before I was married, watching MTV News when MTV still had videos and news, and Kurt Loder came on with a story about Neil and the lines and the fandom that was happening over his guest appearances. And I remember hearing about Sandman and saying, oh, that sounds right up my alley. And then I saw Neil, and I'm like, he rings a bell. I don't know why he rings a bell, but he rings a bell. Well, being a Duranie, right, Gen X, hello Gen X, he wrote the first book about the band Duran Duran, and I am a lifelong Duranie, so we have that connection. And I've followed his career throughout the years. I haven't read all of his books, but I collect a number of them. And it's tough. It's tough as a reader coming to grips with maybe what someone allegedly did or a certain alleged pattern of behavior. And how do I separate that from his work? Do I separate that from his work? Because I will tell you, first and foremost, I believe the victims. And I think it really settled in for me last week with the latest victim coming forward. So there were 2 at the beginning of July. There were 3 more last week, I think. Rolling Stone put out a decent, evenly balanced, I thought it was evenly balanced article. They reached out to Neil's camp for a comment. No comment was made. He does deny any of the allegations. But there was a certain NDA with a 6-figure settlement that made me think, oof. You know? So it's interesting. When you are a fan and you meet people that you look up to, sometimes they disappoint a lot. A lot of the time they disappoint because they don't match the person that you have in your mind about them. Right? Does that make sense? So, having followed Neil, playfully calling him, we're going to get intimate here, playfully calling him a favorite, calling him my boyfriend, like just joking around, but that's why I guess it stings. It stings more for the super fans than for just a casual reader or someone that may have just known his name. We fans feel a connection, right? We feel that we're on the same wavelength. We feel that oh, they're like me. They're like me. I have a quote from Neil sitting over there. My best friend got it for me. Go make interesting mistakes. Make amazing mistakes. Make glorious and fantastic mistakes. That kind of rings true a little bit now. Gives a different definition, doesn't it? Anywho. So if there wasn't this investment, if there wasn't this fandom, I think I probably would take the news a lot better, right? And there's this sense of disappointment. When we think someone is a good dude, when we think someone is morally sound, we think they're morally sound. We have this ideological portrait in our head of what the perfect version of that person would be. And when they fail us, allegedly. Am I going to keep his books? Yes. Am I going to keep reading his stories? Yes. Am I going to trust who he says he is? No, I'm not. And you shouldn't either. Why do we put such trust in people that we've never met? Why do we hold them on a pedestal when truly they haven't earned that right to be up there? What makes us do that? Is it a crush? Is it an obsession? It's this gaze of celebrity. If I was in line waiting to get a book signed when I was single and Neil flirted with me, I would be over the moon. I would be over the moon. When you use your celebrity in a position of power, it's not good. Power and control. But then the kick side is that he's done so much good in the world, right? He's raised awareness for libraries. He's raised awareness for refugees. He participates in charity fundraisers. Is he doing these things as redemptive qualities for actions that may have not been so esteemed? I don't know. But there's a lot of us that are grappling with this. Again, it's all alleged. I believe the victims, and I also believe there's probably going to be more victims coming forward. Patterns are patterns for a reason. And it's a huge letdown. It's a huge letdown to the literary community. But also, why are we holding someone to such a standard? Look at authors from history. Look at authors from, years ago and the stuff that they went through. And that was before social media, So it's an interesting situation. And I'm not speculating. I'm not saying who's right, who's wrong, or anything like that. I'm just talking about the psychology of celebrity, and why do we raise people up when they haven't really done anything to earn it, right? So, dear Neil, I have loved your work. I even listened to your music. I thought that you were a different person. I will still read your work, but I will take your celebrity with a grain of salt. I think that's fair. We'll see what the next step is. It's your move, Neil. All right, everyone. That's it. I just had to process that because I've been struggling. Let me know in the comment section down below. When you get news like this about people, do you struggle with it? I will say first and foremost, if I ever hear anything negative about Keanu Reeves, I'm giving up on the entire male species. And with that, I will say goodbye for now. Thanks for watching.